And they found that when they opened their mouth to speak, people kept saying, "What are you saying? What are you saying? We don't understand you."
Hello, June. Hello, Jennifer. My name's Tim Thomas. I'm your teacher.
This complex relationship between the sisters is, of course, what leads the story. How did you and Tamara work in this dynamic together, since it has to be so sharp?
When we were in pre-production, we spent a lot of time just together on Zoom and reading the scripts, reading the books and reading the diaries of the twins. And from that, myself and Tamara then kept meeting up and kept going to our dialect sessions together. So we literally paired everything together, because usually as an artist, you work by yourself and then you come to work and you present what you do. But for me and Tamara, we had to become sisters. We had to become inseparable. We had our movement coach, such as Kaya, who's fantastic. And we learned all the synchronization of the twins through movement. We worked really closely with our director to get into the hearts of the characters. It was all a lot of research, but a really great time bringing it to life.
I've recorded some questions here, and I've left enough space for you to answer. But if you don't want to answer my questions, or you don't think my questions are very good, you're very, very welcome to shout at me, "Mr. Thomas, your questions are rubbish."
Aga, do you remember how was your first contact with the real story of the twins? I wonder if you felt the need to meet the real June and the family. How was this process for you?
The first moment when I heard about the story, it was from Andrea Siegel, who is scriptwriter. I just knew that I want to tell this story. Andrea dived deeply, deeply, deeply in their heads. She showed their imagination, showed their sensitivity, creativity, and their very, very, very strong and unique bond. And that's what I wanted to focus on. I wanted to tell this story through them, through Jennifer and June. And it was my goal also to show them as a young, amazing artist. June lives her private life. We are very close with Marjorie Wallace, who is very close with her. She gave the blessing for the movie. And we are very happy that finally, it's done.
I close the door.
What do you think of your new school? Do you have any hobbies?
Of course, this story has a series of internal layers, but the hostility of the society also contributed for this distancing from the world, I see. And I would like to know, how do you see this connection between the bullying, this exclusion, with the distance they created from the world?
It's imperative that that part of the story was a part of what we showed on screen. They were born with a speech impediment, so immediately that was like a block for them in terms of making friends. They're from a family that, their dad was a member of the RAF, so they traveled a lot. And whilst you're being uprooted as a child, you're not able to be nurtured with your speech impediment to get the help you need. And they found that when they opened their mouth to speak, people kept saying, "What are you saying? What are you saying? We don't understand you." And in the documentary, June says, if you can't hear us now, you can't hear us ever. And on top of that, being a Black family in a neighborhood that is predominantly white at that time, it's very difficult to integrate and to make friends. And they struggled at school. They were bullied, and it led them to just internalize everything. Not only were they finding it difficult to speak and express themselves and had high social anxiety issues, they found it also difficult to make friends and feel loved for who they are. And that's what we see when we see June and Jennifer. We see what that lack of love from a society can do to a child, and how it alters their life in a way.
How would you describe your personalities?